So one of my favorite parts of the gardening season, getting tomatoes on the ground. I think I finally have them hardened off enough. We have a weekend of some rain coming, so I'd like to get them in the ground before all this rain hits. But right here, these are pepper stems from last year. I've started just cutting off the plant and leaving all the roots in there because that just holds the soil together, and it's just something that's going to break down and give more organic matter to the soil when the roots break down. As you can see, we've got many holes where we've had some moles, voles, whatever, burrowing in. But I'm going to put my couple Romas here. I'm going to put, I don't know, I'm going to go until I run out of daylight. What was that?
Is this rational you or irrational you?
I am always rational.
It's something about fractions that it ain't always the case.
Look how pretty that sky is. It's almost as pretty as you, baby.
I'm a sexy mama.
Exactly. Okay, so I'm kind of rushing because I'm dying to get some plants in. Now, this right here on these leaves, this is sunburn. When I first was bringing them out, got a little too much sun. So this is what sunburn looks like. But the center right here, notice this is a darker green than like the non-burn sunburn parts here. This is a sign that these have gotten enough sun. So I do like to, and this is kind of a nice tactic, before I put them out, lay the plants on their side for about a day, and then the ends will turn up. So when you want to bury a decent part of the stem, these little hairs on the stem will all become roots and give you a nice robust root system to support the plant. I'm still going to bury quite a bit of the stem. I'm just playing the game of trying to get it underground and the top facing up without snapping the stem, which I definitely have done before. So I'm going probably somewhere between 18 inches and 2 feet apart. I'm going to single stem these, so I'm only going to keep the one main part of the stem. The rest I will prune off. I'll prune off any of the suckers, and I'll demonstrate that as we get further in. I've been doing it for 2 years now. I used to let them go crazy. Now I go a little bit more lethal on the pruning. So I'm just kind of checking to make sure that's going to fit in there nicely. So I've got the whole solo cup worth of roots, and then about another 6 inches of stem, 6-8 inches of stem that will be underground that will form roots. I'm going to rough that up a little bit, kind of so the loosens the roots. Egg in the hole. And again, be slow and patient enough that you don't snap the stem. Again, like I've done before. Getting some mulch around that, so when it does rain, the soil doesn't bounce. The water doesn't splash into the soil and bounce the soil or splash the soil up onto the leaves, because sometimes that's how you spread blight and that kind of fungus and that kind of thing. I like to keep those mulched. So we're planting in Western Pennsylvania. Usually like mid-May to the end of May is when you plant frost tender plants such as tomatoes. You want to look at your 10-day forecast and make sure there's nothing near freezing. Right now in our 10-day, the lowest temperature that we have showing is 42 degrees. So that should be just fine. I'm not getting all our tomatoes out because, well, we're losing daylight here. I'm gonna get 2, 3, 4, probably 8 or 9 tomato plants in tonight. We got a busy weekend coming and rain, so I don't know if it's gonna allow me to get any more plants in, but we'll see. Okay. So again here, I stripped the leaves off the whole stem. Just this part I'm keeping for right now. And I'm burying quite a bit of this stem. Now before these get too big, I'll put pretty tall, like a 6-7 foot T-post on either end, maybe one in the middle, and I'll string twine in between so that I can tie these up as they grow. And then they're not laying on the ground. Got a little sparrow in the garden. So they're not laying on the ground, so the bugs aren't eating the fruit on the ground. It's keeping the fruit up off the ground, it's keeping the plant up off the ground. And then it's also easy to prune, good airflow, so we don't get blight, fungus, that kind of thing, or minimize it. Trying to decide if this is where I want this one. This is a cherry tomato plant. The other ones I have in here are Amish paste. It's probably fine, right? All right. Dirty hands, happy heart. Garden's coming along. We went straight from cold temperatures and no spring to a week of 80 degrees. Welcome to Western Pennsylvania. So tomatoes are ready to go in the ground. I typically plant 25 tomato plants. That's exercising restraint, and also I like planting lots of things, so I have to stick to that number, otherwise I don't have room for everything. As it is, I'm not sure I have room for everything. We always figure it out. Let's see, can I show you Mother's Day present? Spinning in the wind. Let's see. I don't know if you can get the full effect from where I'm. Isn't that so pretty? Oops. There's not enough daylight left. I can't even show you what I'm trying to show you, so we'll see if the weather allows this weekend to get a little bit more. Birds are really pretty right now, or sound really pretty. Look at that moon up there, isn't that beautiful? I've always loved being out this time of night. Sometimes as a grown-up it doesn't work,
But I do love being outside at this time of night. It is so beautiful. It is so peaceful. The air feels amazing. And you get to see stuff like that. That's so pretty.